I hope everybody is able to see me, hear me, and see the screen properly. Can I get a quick confirmation if you can hear my voice properly on in the session? Today we're going to be talking about CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst program. Okay, the purpose of the webinar is to give you a brief, okay, about what exactly is the CFA program, some nitty-gritties of the exam, the passing percentage, which book to use for, some of the major best practices which you can use for your CFA program, okay, for your preparation. Let us go into the detail. What are the things we are going to be covering today? So we're going to be talking about what exactly is CFA program. I'll give you a short brief. Why you should pursue CFA. Most of the students are clear about this, so not to worry about it. The pathway for becoming a CFA, there's been certain changes in your CFA exam format and the way you could appear for it. That has also changed. So the students has to be focused on what it takes to become a chartered financial analyst or a CFA. Then we're going to be also talking about what is the fee structure for your exam, the CFA Institute charges. There has been a slight change into that also now from for 2024. We're going to be talking about that, and also what is the exam format for each one of them for level 1, level 2, and level 3. What is the pass percentage that we have seen historically? What is the range of it? And the career opportunities, some preparation strategy, and I will also be talking about few of the queries which most of the students have. If you have a query, you can put it on the chat section and we will try to address it as soon as possible. And finally, how we can help you to clear the exam for CFA. Let us start with the discussion. So, Chartered Financial Analyst program, they have recently completed around 60 years. So, this certification has been a strong credential for your financial market related courses, and it is widely recognized across the globe. It is conducted by a CFA institute, which is located in US. They have offices across the globe, but it's primarily a US based institution which is running this exam. It is this kind of a gold standard in the investment industry, and also it is respected in the overall financial market as a good certification to do. It is a globally recognized standard, so definitely when you are putting your time, money, and effort, you ideally should put it to something which can help you not only in India but also in a global scale. Also, all of the bigger organizations like JP Morgan, Citibank, all of these bigger MNCs in investment banks, hedge funds, they also recognize CFA as a very good and valid certification. Right now, there are more than 150,000 plus professionals across the globe, and which demonstrate when you have a CFA certification, you become a part of that alumni network, and it also helps you to gain some specialized knowledge with respect to say, portfolio management, investment management, wealth management, and it helps you to become a very good professional in the market. It helps you to prove that you have some strong, specific functional knowledge which can help the organization. So CFA as a certification is widely recognized. Now, why you should do CFA? Majority of the students are aware about it because it's an international certification. A lot of students are appearing for the certification because they want to go to Canada, they want to go to Dubai, they want to go to Australia, and they want to work internationally. So internationally appeal, international acceptance of the certification is a definitely a plus plus for every student who's looking at CFA. It also adds to you as a new skill set, and a lot of students in my journey also, my students also have seen that people who have done CFA, they have been able to get into good roles. Okay, they've been able to get into good jobs, and automatically when you enter into these good roles or specific roles, the compensation is very good. So from that perspective also, CFA will help you to define a good career path, and also from the compensation perspective, it will help you to grow. You will be able to learn things from the global perspective. See, right now, whatever we read in India, most of the content that we see is from the Indian regulator perspective. But when you read CFA or a similar kind of global exam, the focus is on US regulator, UK regulator. So you'll be able to connect back when you go and work in bigger MNCs, because these bigger MNCs follow those global regulators like Fed or SEC. So from that perspective, you are also learning what is there at the global scale. So that is very good advantage of the certification. Grow your network. Like I said, CFA community is very, very active across the globe, and especially in India. So it helps you to become a part of that network, go and attend their meeting, connect with people, with like-minded people who are there in the industry, and it helps you to grow. It helps you to grow, right? Improve your CV. Now, from this perspective, definitely, this is mostly for a lot of freshers who are planning to appear for the CFA exam and they are looking for a change. They're looking to enter into starting jobs or a good role or good team. So this will help you to bifurcate your CV, or basically you can say that it will differentiate your CV from the other candidates because you have appeared and cleared a CFA level 1 or level 2. It helps you to improve your CV and increases your chance of getting that interview call or getting an opportunity to be a part of a good role or a team. So from that perspective, I'm sure everybody is aware that CFA is a good certification. So you should look after that certification in your career. Now, how to become a charter holder in CFA? Okay, so there are three levels for the exam: level one, level two, level three. Now, the first in the initial step that you have to do is you should be getting your books. Mostly, I prefer Schweizer book, Kaplan Schweizer book. You start reading the books. You should simultaneously also register on the CFA portal. That means you're committing that I will be giving the level one exam on this date. Prepare and pass for CFA level one. When you're preparing for it, focus only on CFA level one. Don't think about level two or level three, how I will be able to prepare, how I will be able to clear the exam. Don't worry about it right now. Focus only on CFA level one. Then you can once you clear level one, there is a gap of around 6 months. You can also focus on level two. 6 months is the minimum gap that institute highlights. Okay, but you should focus on level two and clear and move to level three. So once you complete all the three levels of CFA, there is a requirement from the institute. You have to submit a work experience requirement of around 36 months, which is around 3 years, or else if you suppose, and these work experience are generally mentioned into relevant areas. So if you're working for any bank, any financial institution, that experience can also be used to get a charter holder. But apart from showing the 3 year of experience, okay, you'll have to fill in the details of where you have worked, from which time to which time you have worked, what are the details related to your job, what were your major achievements, what related to say for example CFA curriculum you have covered in your job. All of these things are asked in your submission to the institute. So you have to submit this to get a CFA charter holder. This is mandatory. Apart from this, apart from this, if you want to become a charter holder, you have to also submit reference letter, which means that you have to tell to CFA Institute that, okay, I have few people from the industry, around two to three professional references from the industry. They are vouching for you. They're telling to the CFA that please help him with the membership part because he's a genuine client, genuine student. He's been able to clear the exam. He's a professional and he wants to make a career in the CFA community. So that is why submission of your reference letter is very, very important. And then you apply for a charter holder. So when you apply for a charter holder, you have to pay the membership fee for the CFA Institute. And if suppose you are in India and you will have to be a part of the India Society, will also have to pay the membership fee for CFA. This is very, very important criteria. That means till the time you're using the CFA as a name in front of you, you have to pay the dues. That means you have to pay the membership fee to both the CFA Institute and also to the CFA India Society. So this is how you can become a CFA charter holder. If there is any query from the student side, you can ask me in the chat section. We will address it over here. Do not worry. Okay. I'll be walking you through the content and also I'll be addressing the query. What is the normal fee structure and the registration process? So previously level one, level two, and level three was only conducted in June and December. Now, after COVID, they've made a lot of changes into the structure. Previously, it was only a paper pencil exam. Now they have moved to online exams. Now, level one is conducted 4 times a year. Okay, level 3 in 2024, level 2 is going to be like 3 times a year, and level 3 is going to be 2 times a year. When you register for the exam, okay, you have to first make give the details with respect to who you are, what is the address, which document you are going to use. I mean, passport. What are the details of the passport? You have to give every details to it, and you have to make payment through either your debit card, credit card, or wire transfer. Wire transfer is going to take some time, so they give you a grace period of 40 days. Once you make the registration, within 40 days, they should be able to receiving that money. But when you make payment, I would highly recommend go for credit card. Okay, that is what highly required. Credit card makes your life very easy in terms of payment for the CFA Institute. Also, when we talk about the the fee structure, now the numbers that you see for the November 2023 exam and the Feb 2024 exam, it is slightly changed, because if you look at these numbers, the when you register, you have to pay first one-time enrollment fee at level 1, that is around $350. You don't have to pay this again, but this is just a registration fee. So this $350 that you see, okay, if you're going for early bird, if you're going for a standard fee, because standard fee is slightly higher. Okay, so both cases you have to pay the one-time registration fee. Also, when we talk about exam fee, now this number has gone up. Previously for 2023 it was 900. Now for next year they've increased it to by $40, so it is going to be up. So it is 940 and 1250. Now why these two points? Because if you do not register within a due time frame. Okay, so for now, for the FAB exam, the early bird registration is going to close at 13th of July. Now, if you make payment, then it is going to be 940. If you delay your payment, it is going to be $1,250. This is just the exam sitting fee. So at an overall level, if you do early bird registration, it is going to be 1290, and also if you do a standard registration, it is going to be 1600. Now, for Indian students, whenever you are making payment, you have to add GST. There's a GST component also, which you'll have to pay when you are making payment to the CFA Institute. Okay. So overall, your cost should go up to $1,500, roughly a lakh and above. So for the Indian students, it's slightly costly. But this is how the structure of the exam is. They're asking you to pay the one-time registration fee. Also, they're asking you to pay the exam sitting fee. Okay. Now, if suppose you could not clear the CFA level 1 exam, you again will have to pay the $940 plus GST to sit for the exam. Okay, so student, be very clear on your approach for the exam structure. Now, what is the exam format? Now, when we talk about all the three levels, CFA level 1, level 2, and level 3, level 1 is conducted, all the three level exams are conducted in two formats. That means there is going to be a morning exam, there'll be an optional break for the students, and then there is going to be an afternoon exam. Okay, so morning exam for level 1 is slightly different. For level 2, it is slightly different. Likewise. So for level 1, you have total 180 multiple choice questions. So in the morning exam, you get 90. In the afternoon exam, you get around 90 part. Similarly, for CFA level 2, over here, you don't get simple multiple choice question. You get vignettes. When we talk about vignettes, it's nothing but a case study. Okay, so you get that case study being split, okay, into two formats. That means there is a morning session, there is a afternoon session. So morning session is going to be 2 hour 12 minutes. There are going to be few case studies. Okay, similarly, in the afternoon session there are going to be few case studies. There is a gap of half an hour or an optional break in between. If you want to take, you can take the break and you can continue with the exam. CFA level 3, previously it was a combination of an MCQ and an essay based question. The essay based in the sense you have to write down, you have to write points. So when you're writing right now, it is not going to be on a paper and pencil, it is going to be on a computer. So you'll have to type it out, all your points in the exam. So previously it was morning shift was your essay and then it was different, but now they have mixed everything. So in the morning and in the afternoon shift, it is going to be MCQ plus an essay type question. It's going to be mix. That has been a change that has been brought in. What are the different types of topics which are being covered in the exam? So we're going to be talking about that also. So broadly, you have 10 books. For level 2, they have clubbed it. Level 3, they have clubbed it slightly different. But these are the 10 books that we see. So ethics, you have quants. Quants means statistics. Then you have economics, basic economic structure is there, financial reporting and analysis, which is also called as FRA. It is more about accounting standards. Corporate finance, it gives you the overview how the company should raise debt, what are the impacts of raising debt, all of these things. Equity investment, the stocks, how do you do the valuation of stock, what are the different approaches, models that has been covered. Fixed income, bond valuation in detail, duration, convexity, all of these topics. Derivative, financial derivatives like futures, forwards, and options are given in detail. Alternative investments, you have hedge funds, commodities, private equity fund is given in detail. And finally, you have portfolio management, which focuses more on when you have an overall portfolio, what should be the risk, what should be the return of those portfolios. Okay. Now, for your level one and level two, you see that immediately the books are same, but in level one, the content was very basic, and now it has gone to higher one. So it has gone to level two, slightly higher content. The books are same. For level three, the focus is more on investment management. Now, what does that mean? Investment management, that means you'll be receiving a content in level three more from the perspective that you have a client, he has some requirement, you have to create the portfolio, you have to suggest him some investment. So how will you suggest him in investment? You will create an investment mandate. So level three is slightly different, but level one, level two, more or less same. The structure is same. You have 10 books, and in level one, you'll find basic content. Level two, slightly higher level of content. From the exam perspective, as we can clearly see that ethics is a very, very important book. FRA is also a very important book that we should be focusing on. Equity is also very important, and your fixed income is also very important. So from that perspective, you should be clear on which book you have to focus more on for the exam. That is going to decide your result. Ethics is primary. Now, there have been few changes from the 2023 to 2024. Institute has made that announcement. So, in terms of level one, the content has changed. The level one books are not out for Kaplan Future yet, but the changes have been announced. CFA Institute has announced the changes. So, content has changed for CFA level one mostly. Level two, level three is there's not much of a change. Now, previously, what was happening that if you complete all the three levels, then you submit all the documentation, you submit work experience, then you used to become a CFA charter holder. But now they have made it slightly different. How come? So they have created a digital badge, which means once you clear level one, there is a recognition for you. There is a digital badge which you can use in your LinkedIn profile, your CV, and you can highlight that I've completed level one. Similarly for level two. So the idea is to give recognition at each level rather than at an overall exam level of CFA. More practical skill sets have been added. This is very, very important. So for level one, also starting from Feb, there are modules which you have to complete. Now, what is the implication of this? If suppose you appear for the exam and you did not complete this practical module, your result will not be declared. So you'll be given time frame within which you have to complete the module of the practical skill set, and then you should appear for the exam, and then your results will be out. So in a very simple language, what they have done is they've added some practical online modules which you have to complete. If you do not complete, your results will not be declared. So please be cautious of this. It is not very difficult, it's easy, but you have to complete it. That is what you have to remember. How exactly your results are announced? When you give the exam, the results are out. The results are given for each book and also at the overall level. So when you look at the overall level over here, okay, so I hope everybody is able to see the screen. There is a MPS, which is the minimum passing score, and this blue line highlights at what level you are. So you have to be above the minimum passing score, okay, and there is a 90 percentile and the lowest 10 percentile. So what they're trying to tell you is that are you in the top 10 percentile people who appeared for the exam, okay, or where exactly do you stand? So if you want to clear the exam, this blue line should be above the minimum passing score, okay. Also similarly, you will be given exam result for each of the book, and your performance for each of the book will be shown to you. That means where exactly do you stand. Okay, so if you look at this example, the ethics book, the performance has been bad because it is below the minimum passing score. Similarly, for FRA, it was below the passing score. Okay, so likewise, you'll be given your results for different books and also at the overall level. So I'll be creating more videos on how to read your results in detail, how to analyze your results in detail. I'll be coming up with more such videos also. What has been the historical pass percentages of students who have appeared for level 1, level 2, level 3? So generally the range has been around 45%. CFA level 1 in COVID time, the pass percentage had gone down, but now slowly and gradually it has come up. Previous exams it was around 38%. So range is around 38 to 43%. That is what I would suggest. Level 2 range is around 45%, and level 3 the range is higher. It is around 50 to 56%. That is why we have highlighted it as over here. So pass percentages for level 2, level 3 is higher. For level 1 is slightly low because of more and more competition. So when you go for the exam also, the content will not be a problem for you. The competition, because it's a competitive exam, you have to perform better than the others. That is what is going to define your success in the exam. What are the different career opportunities which are available for CFA students? So majority of the students, they either end up being a portfolio manager, research analyst. You are a buy side research analyst, sell side research analyst. You get an opportunity to do that. You also become consultants into the market. A lot of asset management companies hire CFA, investment management companies, investment banks, and global banks, they hire CFA candidates. Credit rating agencies are also hiring. So the jobs are there, okay, in the market. And because it is there for 60 years now, it is recognized, well recognized in the industry also. But the main point is, apart from your theoretical knowledge, you should also focus on learning practical skill set for the exam set. So a lot of bigger banks like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Citibank, KPMG, Deloitte, they also hire CFA in huge numbers. So there is huge amount of career opportunity. Majority of the students go into portfolio management or research. Some of the students, they also prefer investment management domain or wealth management domain also. So there is some more bifurcation that we have added. So we see 16% of the student, they went for your research part, 23% into portfolio. This is given by the CFA Institute itself. So 23% of the students, they prefer portfolio management, and then other few are here and there applying for other type of roles. But majority of the students who have cleared CFA, they have either gone into portfolio management or research analyst section. So there is career opportunity, wide career opportunity available for students who are preparing for the CFA exam. So do not worry about it. Salaries after CFA, if you're clearing CFA level 1 in India, historically also recently we have seen the range is around 3 to 5 lakh. There have been students who have got higher than 5 lakh also, 6 lakh, 7 lakhs as a range. So nothing to worry about it, because recognition is there for CFA level 1. And if you become a charter holder, on an average salary which a charter holder is earning right now in the industry is around 12 to 18 lakhs. So it's a very good career option for you. In US and UK, we have also highlighted few numbers to connect back. But from the Indian perspective, the level 1, you can also get your job after level 1. But again, because you are just doing level 1, it might not give you high compensation as such. For people who are looking for a shift, okay, level 1 is a stepping stone. They already have a work experience. They can utilize that work experience and show that you are gaining a new skill set, and you can get a 20-30% jump, and you can enter into good roles. So people who are looking for a lateral movement, people who are already working and looking for a change, their aim after doing CFA level 1 or level 2 should be to move to good roles. That will help them to earn good salary in the future. Other details, what all other things are required. So to appear for the exam, you need to have a valid international passport. This is very, very important. A lot of students are not aware about it. This is important because when you're registering for the exam, you'll have to put the details. Also, when you're going to the actual exam date, your passport is required. For preparation, you have a CFA Institute book, but I don't recommend it because it's very, very, very lengthy. You can use Swagger. Majority of the students, more than 90% of the students who prepare for CFA exam, they use Kaplan Swagger material. And there is a calculator which you will have to purchase, which is the TA Texas Instrument BA2 Plus. This is also used for FRM as an examination. What is the eligibility criteria? A lot of students in India, they have confusion now. Institute has been very liberal in terms of giving opportunity to a lot of students. So if you're a bachelor, if you have already completed bachelor, then you can easily appear for the exam. There is no other requirement as such. But suppose you're a college student, If you are in the second year, that means you are left with 2 years of your exam, you can appear for CFA level 1 and give it, but CFA level 2 you can only appear once you are graduate. Okay, so at least you can start the journey for CFA level 1. Okay, an exam has to be taken in English. You have to maintain professional conduct during the exam also, because when you go to the exam, they will give you a lot of rules and regulation to follow. So you have to maintain that thing. So from the exam perspective, eligibility requirement is this. So college students, if you're in the second year, you can appear for the exam. Okay, CFA level 1. Some of the common queries which I'll be talking about now from the student's perspective, how long does it take to prepare for a CFA exam? So if you're looking at CFA level 1, okay, generally 6 months is good enough to prepare, because roughly there are like 72 chapters. So if you put in like 3 to 4 chapters a week, you should be able to pick it up. For CFA level 2, I generally recommend 6 to 8 months if you're a working professional. Again, content is heavy. Okay, so you will have to prepare properly for the exam. CFA level 3, okay, the focus is more on essay, so you'll have to do a lot of reading. So I recommend generally 7 months to 9 months preparation. Okay, CFA level 1 is what you should be focusing right now when you're starting the journey. 6 months preparation is good enough, but you will have to be in the flow of preparation. Okay, and if you look at overall CFA exam clearing, so you would be able to complete it in around 2 to 2.5 years. Okay, so what happens is when you clear a particular level 1, there has to be a gap of 6 months in your CFA level 1 and level 2. Then only you can appear for level 2. This is being mandated by the institute. So minimum gap between the two exam has to be 6 months. Okay, and on an average, students are able to complete their CFA in 2.5 years. 2.5 years. Okay, can I retake the exam for CFA level 1? Yes, your result should be out. It should highlight that you have not cleared. You can pay the exam sitting fee, okay, and plus GST. Once you make the payment, you can appear for the exam again. So there's no problem with that, but you'll have to pay the exam sitting fee. Is there an option to defer the exam? Yes. Now, previously, there was no such option available for CFA, but for now, they have added with a $450 option. So if you pay $450, you can move your exam to the next window or the next to next window. Can I work can I do my job while studying for CFA level 1? Yes, a lot of students, okay, right now are working and they are going for CFA exam. So I don't think so there is any challenge as such. The only requirement would be you have to dedicate at least 2 to 3 hours on a daily basis. Okay, so if suppose you're planning to go for Feb 2024 exam, you need to have 2 hours explicitly for the exam session. Okay. Is work experience required to obtain the CFA designation? Yes, you need around 3 years of full-time experience. Okay, but they have also made a provision for internship. So if you are a CA student and you have a proper legitimate internship available, then you can utilize that also as a work experience requirement. But I would suggest go for a full time because it will give you more practical exposure into the real world. How difficult is CFA level 1? So from the exam perspective, see the content is vast. It is not difficult, it is vast. So you have to focus that how do you complete this vast curriculum. So that is why daily preparation is needed. Okay, and use that vast content in your exam properly, because the competition is very high in the exam, because you'll be competing with a lot of college students, a lot of working professionals sitting for CFA level 1. So ideally in your mocks, you should be above 70 to 75% of your questions correct. That will give you a good picture that you're clearing the exam. Okay. So from that perspective, the attention should not be about the content because it is vast but easy, but the competition creates an environment that it makes it slightly tough for people to clear the CFA level 1 exam. Is Kaplan's measure enough to prepare for CFA level 1? Yes, from my experience, this is a very good book which concises everything which is there in CFA level 1. But when you're preparing, reading from Swagger book is good, but when you're solving, whatever question bank you're solving, you should solve additionally CFA Institute questions. Okay, so after in the CFA Institute book, which you get when you register for the exam, you have after each chapter around 50 question. You should definitely make sure that you solve the CFA Institute questions by default. Do not miss that. That is very, very important. How should you prepare for CFA level 1? Right now, I'm only focusing on CFA level 1 as such. Minimum around 300 hours of preparation. This is also what the institute recommends. And solve at least 2000 plus question. Majority of the question should be from the institute book. This will give you a hang. The institute book questions are slightly tough, but when you prepare from that and go for the exam, you will find that the exam is easy. The time management part is the king now over here, because like you have majority of students appearing, if you're able to do things or questions fast, it will give you time for those difficult questions where you might have to take some guess. So time management is very, very important. You have to solve the institute level question, like I said, whichever is given by the CFA institute by default, plus you can solve Swagger question or any institute question that is also available. Focus on important topics like FRA, economics, quants, and effect, fixed income. Very, very important books. Additionally, ethics. Ethics, what you should ideally be doing is focus on reading or solving 5 questions every single day. So if you're going for Feb, okay, do not start solving right now, but you can say around mid of July onwards, solve 5 questions of ethics every single day. This will help you to cover more than 1,000 questions, even only for ethics, and it will give you a hang to how to select an option. Solve Swagger marks. Now, this is there is an institute level mock which you can solve, plus Swagger marks are good enough for the exam. Even if you do not have much time, you can focus on Swagger mocks. There are like 2 full books which are given, plus the institute level mocks. I would recommend that you should ideally get around 2 weeks holiday before the exam, and 1 month before the exam you should be able to complete everything, all the readings, everything, and start solving the mock papers. 4 mocks at least should be solved with a proper time, with the morning and the afternoon slot, and you should have focus on institute level questions also, institute level mock solving also. Okay, so these are the few tips that ideally you should follow on how to prepare for the CFA level 1 exam, how we can help you in your preparation. So we conduct live sessions for CFA and FRM, online session, recorded lecture, study notes, question bank, study material are available for us. Okay, placement assistance, we help students to get placed into good companies. We have a placement support program for the students. So there is a classroom session for CFA plus FRM, live online batch, and we also have a recorded lectures. Okay, if you cannot come to the live session, you can use the recorded lectures, which has videos and question bank, mock papers, everything to help you prepare for the exam. What are the course fees? So if you're going for Feb 2024, okay, the physical lecture, which is right now in Andheri, which is in Mumbai, okay, you have around 34,000, which is discounted price that we are talking about. The actual price is around 38, and live online is 25. This is again a discounted price. Video lecture is around at 15,000 for Feb. Okay, lectures are only on weekend, Saturday and Sunday morning. We're going to be conducting sessions at our Andheri location. For May, if you're planning to go for the May exam and starting your preparation right now, then the fees is like this. So for physical, it is 44, the online it is 35, and video lecture it is 22. So it will give you an access for almost a year of the content. And again, the exams lectures are going to be for on Saturdays and Sunday. So any specific queries that students have, we can address it. If there is any specific query with respect to the exam, we'll be coming up with more such sessions in the future for tackling the CFA exam, guiding the students, coming up with some online session. Next week also we're doing some session on derivatives on YouTube, which is going to help a lot of students to prepare effectively for the exam. Do let us know if there is any query. You can reach us on our WhatsApp number, which is given on the screen. Also, we are actively on posting on YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn profiles also. Thank you very much, guys, for joining in. And I hope this session helped you in getting some insights with respect to the exam. We're going to be coming up with few more sessions in the future to help you prepare better. Also, if there is any query, you can reach us on our WhatsApp number, which is on the screen right now, and we can help you to